Fox 12 Investigates sits down with Portland's newest fire official tasked with keeping the city prepared for and preventing massive fire outbreaks.
Investigative reporter Adrian Thomas is here to explain the strategy and also talks to people who live in vulnerable urban fire areas. Adrian, good morning.
Shauna, Kim, good morning. So the Portlanders we spoke to who live in forested areas or areas with lots of vegetation nearby say they know the risk of urban wildfires and even have formed specific community groups so neighbors can help each other prep their homes and properties. As fire season reaches its peak, knowing the risk of urban wildfires is more important than ever.
The guidance we generally get is to create a vertical and a horizontal clearance.
Okay.
So we want to disconnect the ground from the canopy.
Northwest Portland resident Nora Gruber lives right in the area of town where Forest Park meets the urban sprawl of the city, also known as the wildland urban interface by fire officials. She and her neighbors work together throughout the year to educate one another on preparing their home for potential wildfire and partner with city bureaus to clear the forest floor around Lower Maclay Park and other urban forest areas.
We try to get rid of this kind of invasive growth, this vegetative fuel that would connect the canopy from the ground and also the trees from each other. Then we haul it away.
Nearby, we met Gruber's neighbor, Audrey Yu. Her home in a quiet, picturesque forested area. But over the years, fire precaution has become an important part of life.
As an individual, you could do your very best to protect against fire, but if the neighbors around you don't, you're just as vulnerable. So it really involves getting all of your neighbors involved and being able to do at least some level of home fire prevention.
Yu says she and others in this community take simple steps to keep their homes safe, such as keeping any vegetation at least 5 feet away from their homes and setting up screens or grates over vents to prevent embers from getting inside should a fire break out nearby. She says other homeowners who live along the wildland urban interface in Portland can take advantage of free resources if they're unsure where to start.
And we would recommend that people connect with Portland Fire and Rescue and get that home safety fire assessment done, because then it's customized for you.
While Portland Fire and Rescue offers free assessments to people's homes if they choose, the Fire Bureau's new Wildland Strategic Planning Manager, Alan Fitzpatrick's role, consists of improving the entire city's readiness for urban wildfire across the different bureaus and communities along the wildland urban interface. Fitzpatrick's position is a new role within Portland Fire and Rescue, and he brings years of local and state firefighting experience. What are some things that you have identified from the get-go that need addressing? Things to keep Portland safe if an urban wildfire were to break out?
I think one of the things here in the city that's super interesting is that there's a lot of plans and there's a lot of people doing really good work, but there's not a lot of intersection between those folks.
Past studies have identified multiple areas in the city that could be prone to causing urban wildfires, like in Forest Park and in Pal Butte Nature Park, where we met Fitzpatrick. He says getting other local agencies and community members talking and developing a single strategy is the key to success.
If we're on the same page, we have a good plan, I know what your role is, you know what my role is, we can come together, do that rapid team building in a bad situation, and know what the expectations are. We're not duplicating work when we have limited staff during a tough time.
And the other Portlanders we spoke with say they're eager to work with Fitzpatrick and Portland Fire and Rescue as the risk of urban wildfires becomes more apparent to those living in fire-prone areas.
The culture has to change, and cultures are slow to change, right? It takes decades. I know people who have been living here since the 60s, since the 50s, and they have looked me in the eye and they say, Portland doesn't burn. We haven't burned, but it doesn't mean we won't burn. So we have to be prepared for worst-case scenarios.
Wow, what an interesting story. What an important position for the Fire Bureau, right? What is the relationship like between Portlanders and this gentleman? And then can anyone in these forested areas get involved?
Yeah, so a lot of these neighborhoods, you know, who live in some of these forested areas within city limits, through the National Fire Protection Association, they have this kind of initiative called Firewise Communities, and a lot of neighborhoods form these Firewise communities. They're basically, small community groups. They talk about, evacuation plans, how to best prep your home, and they have a pretty established relationship already with Portland Fire and Rescue. So Alan Fitzpatrick has been connecting with a lot of them, hearing their strategies about fire prevention and offering them some tips as well, because
they can all learn from each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is obviously a new role. He's new in it, making it his own. How hands-on is he when it comes to sort of helping people get prepared? What's his idea there?
Yeah, I mean, he really just brings a breadth of knowledge between his experience working for city fire departments, but also, working on the wildfire front as well throughout his career. So he's really just talking about fire behavior, identifying ways to improve, things like that.
What a valuable resource for these people. And I think one of the most important things is, I mean, there are many, but that escape route in these areas, right? Because you have certain roads, have a plan.
It's all about having a plan.
That's great, Adrian. Thank you.
Adrian. All right, let's get over to Andy Carson.